Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for as little as $9 a month and also get access to an exclusive in-depth strategy video, information is available in the description below. In the previous video we looked at an MMTLP squeeze calculator, so please refer back to that previous video for details of potential returns you could get according to your category. In today's video we're going to be looking at some news from OXY that is quite positive, and we're also going to be looking at potential expected returns from the OG whale investors. So we're looking at the top 4 holders of MMTLP, so stay tuned for that. So first of all, let's have a quick look at what's happening in terms of market news. So headline here, market open today, the Dow Jones sold approximately 400 points on positive quarterly third data, and we can also see headlines here with regard to Meta. So Meta, there was some negative news, and it is looking as though the stock could be heading below $100, wiping out more than $80 billion in terms of its market cap. So this was in response to the earnings, which are not well received. And the other news I'm going to share with you here is with regards to Twitter. So headline here is Musk is saying he's bought Twitter to help humanity. Not sure how he's going to help humanity by buying Twitter, but that's what he's saying. And he's saying its platform cannot be a free-for-all hellscape apart from following the law of the land. And he stated that Twitter users will be able to choose your desired experience according to your preferences. So I think going forward we can certainly expect a lot of changes for Twitter. What I'd now like to do is have a look at the news with regard to OXY. So shout out here to the Meta support channel. So this is a post that they shared earlier today. So let's have a look at what the details are. It states here, sounds like they are gearing up for a possible acquisition of some assets, new construction in the Permian Basin. And the other thing he posted in terms of this thread is that there is a partnership here also with OXY and a Canadian company. So that's he's using that as a potential suggestion with terms of a link. So let's have a look at details of this news. So I posted here earlier today. In terms of this article, the plans are with a Canadian company to prepare for commercial operations on a new site in the Permian. Oil and gas assets are in huge demand, and in my opinion OXY and Exxon are certainly both candidates. So highlighted here in yellow, again, Occidental Petroleum Corporation is looking at preparing a site in the Permian Basin with commercial operations expected to begin at the end of 2024. Obviously this also means there's going to be huge demand in terms of commercial operations for them to have more assets available for oil and gas. In the next part of the video I'm going to be sharing with you some projected calculations from the top 4 holders of MMTLP. So these are going to be called the OG blue whales. So let's have a quick reminder of some of these, the people that these include. So the first one is William, who I shared in a previous video. So if you have a look at the screen here, this is confirmation of his total shares. So we're looking at in excess of 16 million shares there. And then in terms of his post here, he stated here that in terms of his potential selling price is not going to be around $70. So he's looking to hold to at least $70, and also suggesting everybody have a plan in place. So if you refer back to the previous video, there was some suggestions in terms of your potential strategy in terms of holding and cashing out or selling in a run up and squeeze. So have a look at the previous video for details of that. So quick shout out here to David, who's also stated here, if you can see, he's also going to be holding till at least $75, not selling a single share, and potentially looking at $100 plus. And the other OGs we know include John Berda and Greg McCabe. So let's now have a look at the table. So on the top here I'm going to share with you a table of the 4 OG whales, and this is following on from the previous video. So if you have a look at the left hand side, we have John Berda, total shares 2 million. So if we use a similar projection to what has been stated by David and William, so if we assume that Greg is going to hold to at least $75, and maybe he might choose to sell 25% of his holding. That will net him a return of 112.5 million shares. And then through NextBridge, if he keeps 75% of his holding, and that is valued according to the Bird Lady's estimate of $85 per share, that should net him 127.5 million, giving total received there of $240 million. So nice little earner there for John Birder. So let's have a look at David. David, we've seen here, has got approximately 10 million shares. So if he sells, as he stated, around about the $70 or $75 mark, 25%, and that could net him $187.5 million. If he then holds through NextBridge and potentially getting around about $85 a share, that could net him $637.5 million, giving an overall total just below $1 billion at $824.5 million. So a nice little return there for David. And William, who is the second largest with approximately 16.25 million. So please refer back to my previous videos where I did feature David and William. Similar situation here with William. If he sells 25% at $75, that's going to net him 304 million, just over, and 75% taking through to NextBridge, that's going to net him just in excess of $1.04 billion, giving a total valuation at the end 1.35 billion. Again, excellent return there. And the biggest holder we know is Greg McCabe, and according to the S1 filing, that is approximately 19.6 million shares. So again, similar situation. If Greg chooses to sell 25% in a potential squeeze up to $75, that could net him 367.5 million. Holding through to NextBridge, 75% of his holdings, that could net him 1.25 billion, giving a total amount $1.62 billion. So if we look at the total for Blue Whale OGs, they have in approximately 47.85 million shares. In terms of the total float, around about 165 million, that represents close to 29%. So it's a significant amount of shares that people are not selling and are definitely holding. So as far as I'm aware, none of these have sold. And in terms of total received by the 4 OG whales, we're looking at in excess of $4.04 billion. Finally, let's finish off by having a look at the chart for MMTLP. So before we look at that, prediction today was that we could potentially hit them for $6 today. We have had quite a number of consecutive green days, so we're hoping to finish the week with consecutive green days. But at time of editing, the prediction here for $6 is certainly looking very close. So currently at time of editing, it's $5.95, representing close to a 4.75% increase on the day. So before close of play, again, I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but I'm certainly hoping we get in excess of $6. And remember, these consecutive green days are still without the S1 approval, which should be fairly imminent. Finally, if anybody would like to get access to our weekly watch list, where we have called out stocks such as Milano Automotive, XOM, and also ABML this week, which has done fairly well, you can certainly consider us joining us in our Discord for litters, $9 a month. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.